I thank the chair and welcome to a former member of this committee, a former naval aviator, and a fellow Rice University graduate.
Go Owls.
Go Owls.
Hoot.
Before I ask you questions, I'm compelled to make some comments on Vice President Pence's vision of going to the moon in 5 years. We all know NASA's attitude from Apollo 13. Failure is not an option. But listening to my colleagues from their side of the aisle, that phrase may now be, failure is the only option. I remind my colleagues, the young president, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, told the American people at our alma mater, Rice University, and this is a quote, "I realize that this is in some measure an act of faith and vision." End quote. We choose to go to the moon in this decade. He said that on September 12th of 1962. Neil Armstrong said, "That's one small step for man, a giant leap for mankind," 6 years and 311 days after that inspiring speech. We can go back to the moon if we make the commitment in 5 years. And I think to go to Mars, we have to go back to the moon first. The moon should be the place we train for going to Mars. A few examples. The moon's gravity is 1/6 of our gravity. Mars is 1/3. You talk to Neil Armstrong, I did before he passed on, or Buzz Aldrin. They tried to walk on the moon. Within minutes, they learned how to hop to get around. My point is we have a great pool by the Johnson Space Center. They can train there, but it's not actually working in the atmosphere of the gravity we have between Mars and the moon. We have one difference, too, about going to the moon in the 60s and days. We have the rocket being built right now, the SLS. It's going forward. It's online. It may be ready to fly in the next couple of years. The Saturn V came out of nowhere to go flying. We're way ahead of the curve on that one. We have the crew vehicle. This committee saved the Orion capsule when it was killed with the previous administration's destruction of the Constellation project. We saved that capsule to take human beings, Americans, back to the moon, to Mars, and beyond. It's been mentioned, too, we have to have bigger rockets to go to Mars, faster rockets. Right now, the moon is about 2 days away with our current rockets. Jim can tell you Mars is probably 3 months, 4 months, 6 months?
7, maybe.
7 months.
Yeah.
That means people have to have food, they have to have water supplies. That's going to be one big, heavy rocket. Have to have new propulsion system. For example, former astronaut named Franklin Chang Diaz has what's called it's draw a blank on here, but it's basically a rocket. It keeps accelerating. Jim was reminding me what the rocket's called, but it goes faster and faster. Not the speed of sound, but the speed of light. Maybe get to Mars within 3 weeks as opposed to 3 months. Also, there's a big belt of radiation between Earth and Mars. We've never been through that with humans. We have to learn how we get through that band and keep humans alive. So my question to you, my good colleague, Administrator Bridenstine, do you think going to the moon helps us get to Mars?
Without question. In fact, I would argue you cannot get to Mars unless you use the moon as a tool to get there. What I'm talking about is we need to learn to live and work on another world. You don't want to try that for the first time when it's going to take 7 months to get home. And by the way, you've got to be there for 2 years before you try to come home because the Earth and the moon are not going to be on the same side of the sun. So the moon is the proving ground. We have to learn to live and work on another world. We've proven, going back to Apollo 13, we have proven that you can come home safely when something goes wrong during a moon mission. If we were to do that on the way to Mars, it would be devastating.
And recall Franklin Chang Diaz rocket's called the plasma rocket. Basically goes faster and faster and faster. One question about China.
Yeah.
As you know, Apollo 11 left a plaque on the moon that said, the last line was, "We came in peace for all mankind." I guarantee you, if that's China put a plaque on the moon, it'll say something like, "We came to make the moon ours." Look no further than right here on Earth, the South China Sea. China has torn apart pristine reefs, 6 of them, to make bases out of them. Do we think they'll change their attitude going to the moon as opposed to what they're doing here on Earth? Or should we ramp this up and go to the moon ASAP?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you, yes,
Well,
sir.
I think we should go ASAP. But it's also true, just as you identified, when you talk about a plasma rocket, the idea is when you think about a rocket, you've got 2 things. You've got mass that comes out of the back end of the rocket, and you've got how fast that mass is going. What Franklin Chang Diaz is doing is he's accelerating subatomic particles, electrons, as you mentioned, at close to the speed of light. And so when you talk about the mass being that small, that means the acceleration has to be that fast, which is why that would be a capability. That would be, I know earlier Congressman Foster was talking about nuclear capabilities. That would be nuclear electric propulsion, which would be an absolute game changer. Getting to Mars in a matter of weeks rather than a matter of months would be transformational and enable us to do more, and it would protect human lives. So we are making investments in that. In fact, those investments are in this budget and would be 100% transformational.
Thank you. Time. I close by saying, go Navy, beat Army.
Go Navy.